Hey guys, welcome back to more Hearthstone. Today we are playing one of my favorite decks of all time. This is Exodia Mage. Essentially, if you're not familiar with the combo, I've got some older videos with a Hemet list from like a year ago or so. But essentially, the whole goal is you reduce the cost of your hand with Emperor Threeson, and then you're able to play Archmage Antonidas, plus a couple Sorcerer's Apprentices, plus Molten Reflections, and cast Infinite Fireballs. So with this hand against Priest, I just want to pitch these two things. I could maybe keep Cone of Cold actually with the Doomsayer, but essentially I just want to find combo pieces against this deck because they're pretty unlikely to actually be able to kill us. So yeah, we just want to have card draw, and that's basically it. Card draw and combo pieces. It's pretty simple. It plays kind of like, if anyone here plays Magic the Gathering, it plays kind of like your fast combo decks that exist in that. We've got a couple tutor effects for secrets. So this could either get Ice Barrier or Ice Block. I'm okay with either of them at this point. Okay. We've got 2 of the 5 requisite combo pieces, excluding... I'll play it. If I play the Ice Block, I can't tutor the Ice Block with the Mad Scientist. So... which I think is a better tutor, but it's either way, like the whole point of the Mad Scientist is basically just to thin the deck. So you're looking to like reduce the amount of spells in your deck. Behold. I'll just go ahead and, I don't know if I need to freeze. I can just play this, I think. If he's got like the removal spell, he's got the removal spell, but I kind of doubt that he'll do it. He's probably happier to resurrect this next turn, and then he gets double res on it, so I'm okay with that. Because this is negative tempo for him, so it takes him off of doing something for a turn, which doesn't seem that important in most matches against Priest, but for our deck's purposes, we're pretty happy just to punish them with tempo loss. Alright, so we've drawn our 3rd combo piece now. Because the way that tempo operates in a combo matchup is that the person who's able to execute their combo first has positive tempo, right? Alright, that's a lot of beholds. Behold! Well, what if we... I don't know whether or not saving the coin is useful. It's probably not. Let's just do this. This is a little bit better because now he can't kill the Doomsayer without using a spell. Alright. If we're lucky, these all just hit each other. Come on. Well, it's going to die now for sure. So, but the reason that's better is because now he can't really effectively kill the Doomsayer. So he had to use a spell, which is better because we have the Blizzard and Frost Nova, which can freeze the whole board. Whereas, walls. Yeah, so this ends up being a full clear anyway, which is perfect. Something that draws 2. Yay, nice. Alright, so that was pretty good. I think our opponent got a little unlucky that his removal was Mass Hysteria and not like the Forbidden whatever that just kills the thing. That like couldn't have been more optimal for me, I think. I still have a lot of drawing to do before I'm able to win, though. Because I still need Emperor Thracian and I need one more Molten Reflection in order to go off, I think. Well, no. Yeah, I just need Emperor Thracian with this hand. So I'll just go ahead and play the Ice Barrier, King Face, say go. We've got a reasonable amount of time here. He's got me on a 6-turn clock to break the ice block with Lich King, which during 6 turns seems pretty slow to me. And during that time I should be able to draw into something that matters. So that doesn't really increase the clock by that much. I think it's maybe like 1 turn faster now. So I can cast this and not have a problem. Alright, great, so we've got tons of stuff. Just gonna go ahead and gain 6 life. And freeze the board, so I essentially gain 20 life, or sorry, 18 life here. Okay. That's pretty good. We've got Frost Nova, we've got another Frost Nova in the deck to kind of like stop this from being egregious. I don't know. Okay, Mad Scientist is allowed. That could have been awful. That could have been really bad. Randomly generated spells off of Lich King can win the game. But here, it actually just improved my chances of drawing Emperor Thracian, which is good for me. I'm just going to Frost Nova. There's not really a point in Simulacruming. Every card left in our deck is either Frost Nova, Blizzard, or a draw spell, or Thracian, so I'm feeling okay here. I don't really want to play... I guess if I play the Simulacrum, I can make space in my hand by playing a Sorcerer's Apprentice out, which could be reasonable, so yeah, I'll do that. I'm not necessarily going to play the Apprentice now, but if I do draw... if I feel like I need to play something in order to make room, then I can do that. Because, like, next turn we basically are guaranteed to draw a draw spell. Quote-unquote guaranteed, right? We could still potentially draw Frost Nova or Blizzard, but those are essentially just fogs here, and I think fog is more than fine. So, if we draw one of those, we're not worried about it, but if we draw a draw spell and then we don't hit Emperor Thracian, then we're going to want to be able to play out one of these Sorcerer's Apprentices to make room in our hands so we can draw again. Alright, I have died. Ooh, that's okay. Alright, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We still have room actually after we play this. The real question is whether or not we draw. I think I can play one of these for the purpose of drawing 2 more cards. This will guarantee that we're able to draw Thracian, and then we can Frost Nova. Now we can play Thracian next turn, and that should be enough. So, provided he doesn't run like the... What the hell is the name of that card? Dirty Rat, which they don't because it's bad. I should be able to win this. This is the matchup that you play this deck for, I think. Like, it's very good against Big Priest. It's very good against virtually any control. Like, Big Priest and Jade Druid, you're going to win most of the time. Which means you're also going to win Hard Knocks Druid most of the time. You need to be able to, like, play an Eater of Secrets, which they also don't run because it's bad. Trading there feels really weird. But I mean, my opponent's lost anyway, and I think they know that. So yeah, part of the reason why I made the play I made last turn is because I recognized that Death Coil was a possibility, or Death Grip was a possibility, and so I wanted to make sure that I was able to draw Thaurissan before my opponent could steal Thaurissan again, or potentially steal Thaurissan. That's nowhere near enough. I guess if he had gone face, he wouldn't have popped the block anyway. Yeah, so I think the Big Priest is ultimately a pretty easy matchup if you play it well. I think that their Lich King was close to maybe interrupting the combo, but, you know, he RNG'd a spell that could potentially win the game, but I RNG'd back, right? So, I mean, yeah. It made for a reasonable amount of skill expression with, like, okay, now I'm going to draw my Thaurissan so that you can't Death Grip it, and then lo and behold, you couldn't Death Grip it. But against Shaman, I don't know if I want the Cold Light. I feel like giving my opponent cards is bad, and I'd rather have a Doomsayer maybe early on. No, you can't fix anything, don't lie. I think I'll just play this, because this allows me to just, like, ping that next turn. As bad as coining out the Novice Engineer feels when I could, like, pass coin out AI onto, I think that this sets up my curve a little bit better. It's not perfect, it's slightly better. I guess, well, with the second AI draw, maybe not, but saves us a lot of damage, which is, like, the big part of playing against aggro, is just, like, damage mitigation. This is definitely like a friendly knife plus 2. Wow, okay. Yeah, like, I'm not terribly worried about just that right now. That's not a ton of damage, and I think that I can, like, drawing cards is going to be more effective for me. as a way of winning this game than... Because I think that... So, I talked about tempo earlier. I think that one thing that I've learned in playing a lot of card games is that for combo decks, tempo is how you proactively move toward your win condition. I think that a lot of people overlook that, or like rather just don't understand it. So, I don't know. I think it's pretty important to kind of start to figure that out as a player in order to improve. So here, this is... I could have played like Ice Block and pinged, or like Ice Barrier and pinged, but this ultimately will give me more... buys me a little bit more time, makes these more vulnerable to blizzards, which I have in hand. Also, notably, I have 1, 2, 3 parts of the combo now, so kind of getting there. I could play Ice Block and Ice Barrier, which frees up my hand a little bit, but I think I'm just going to play the Blizzard. They don't get any better now, because I don't have Arcane Artificers in my deck anymore. So, alright. That's bad. I don't know why you're running that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can cast this, and then we can cast, like, oh, we can cast that. Frost Nova Doomsayer. That seems good. Your turn. You could have Devolve. That would be unfortunate. Alright, sure. You could also have that. I don't really know why he's running that, but sure. Okay. So I think there's like a few lines that I could take here, right? I could play Ice Barrier, Ice Block, or I could just play like... I can play the Cold Light first, actually, and then just play like... Let's see what I draw. I think that's better. Because I can draw like a Frost Nova here, and that's pretty decent. I did draw a Frost Nova. Now I have most of the combo, too. Yeah, I think I'll play Frost Nova and just ping this thing, so that when I Blizzard in the near future, I can kill most of the board. Blizzard ping, trade, it's pretty good. Oh, okay, or not. Okay, that's not very good. Well, I've got all the secrets from my deck in my hand currently, so I think I'll just do this and play an Ice Barrier. We don't have any more freeze effects, is that true? Yikes. Yeah, our opponent's pressured us pretty well throughout this match, and maybe I was too aggressive with some of my freeze effects. That's definitely a possibility. Well, we don't have quite full combo yet, but I have enough to go off. Yes, I do have enough to go off. So I'm going to play... Do I die? I don't think so. So I'm just going to play Ice Barrier. I'd rather be at a higher life total and then have like 2 Ice Blocks back to back. slightly better. So now we just need to draw Simulacrum or... Oh, I should have maybe played the... Oh, I couldn't. Never mind. So next turn I should play the Mad Scientist and Ice Blocks. Alright, sure. One for the trade there. Yeah, he can't pop. He couldn't kill me here, so pretty much the rest of my deck is the only bad draws are like Doom Scientist or Doomsayer or Mad Scientist. So if I can avoid those, which I have about a 28% chance of drawing one of those, but if I can avoid them, I'll be in a good spot. And we did it, I think. So, like, one of the big, frustrations with Hearthstone, of course, for many players, is that there isn't a lot of opportunity for you to really interact with your opponent. So decks like this, the only way to really beat them is to play aggro. This is why Control does not exist in Wild, really. Like, you have Jade Druid, but that's essentially a combo deck where your combo is I have like virtually impossible to interact with late game. That will win the game because you can't deal with as big of threats that I can produce. Kind of like this hand against Shaman. I could maybe pitch Artificer. I mean, maybe I pitch Tony and just like play for interaction, but this gets me a little bit closer to combo. So anyway, there's basically the interaction that you're able to play is play aggro and hope that they don't have their anti-aggro card, right? And that's not really the best position to be in. I think I just keep everything here. It's not the best draw spell, Novice Engineer, but it's fine. And now we have 2 pieces of the combo, so... And honestly, against aggro, there is probably a world where we can win without combo. Like, we could just, like, try to Threesen into Tony and just, like, get there. I think that's possible. Like, not full combo, but, like, partial combo is probably playable, I think. But this doesn't look like aggro. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and play this. I'll ping your dude, go face. I don't care if my opponent draws a card here. I'm playing the Artificer out so that I have a higher chance of just being able to resolve the Simulacrum next turn, which means that I now have 4 of the pieces of the combo, which is pretty good. Actually, 5. I have 5 pieces of combo, which is excellent. Well, I can just do that. Yeah, have a card. My opponent's Shudderwalk, I'm less concerned than... Yeah, he's like Shudderwalk, Shaman. They may run Dirty Rat, which could be problematic, but if they do and they hit Tony and they're not able to kill it, we win. If they do and they hit Threesen, I'd probably still win here. So I guess I'm not that worried about it. I could use like any draw spell. I haven't hit any of those yet, so that part's been unfortunate, but that said, we only really need nice. Alright, well, we did it. We got the full combo, so now we just freeze. Next turn we play Threeson. Wow. So now, yeah, we should just be able to win. We play Threeson, and we get there. That's not very good. None of those are good. Do we have enough to win on 9 mana? We do, right? 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we can win next turn. Sometimes I have to check. Like, I'm not. I've played a reasonable amount of this deck, but like I always second guess myself because you don't want to mess up. Messing up feels just terrible when it happens, so you try to avoid it. All right, you did it. Yeah, and I mean, these kinds of decks make it to where any late game that isn't a late game that just wins the game is just subpar in comparison. Yeah. Into Reg 10. It's pretty late in the season. I don't think that's really an accomplishment, but Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.